Hey, welcome back. You're looking good. Have you been working out? I can see that. Can I offer you guys a beverage? Would you like some juice, maybe? Don't know if you guys can hear that, but my cat is purring really loudly over here. Over here. Sorry about the mess here. Today, I wanted to tell you a story. So I was asleep and then I woke up and then I realized that I needed a new cutting tool, at least one, but ideally more than one. My good scissors broke. So this one, piece of crap. This one, piece of absolute crap. Not great. And again, absolute garbage. So I went on Amazon and I ordered two different things. So I got this one, it cuts well, but the handle's not fantastic in my opinion, and it's got a lot of plastic, and the pivot is plastic. I'm gonna buy one from Wyss, W-I-S-S. I don't know how it's pronounced. It's German, so it might be something like Grausen Fraukenscheiße. I also got some of these. Just some little scissors, something that could fit into my little tool pal. Within 5 minutes, maybe not even that, I realized that these things are incredible, amazing little pocket tool, and they pretty much instantly became part of my everyday carry. I'm obsessed with this thing, and it might replace my pocket knife. I'm gonna go as far as to say these might actually be better for a lot of tasks than most pocket knives, and also a little bit more carry friendly depending on where you are. I've got a pretty good one here, a lot more expensive than these scissors. I would have to hold it from both sides somehow, or place it on some sort of material, and I risk damaging my blade. Or I'd have to use some sort of thing like this with two hands just to stretch out the material. Or I'd have to grab it like this and then pull against it. And to cut through a bunch of material like this, even a sharp knife, it's gonna have a hard time getting through it. It's just a lot of material, just about smaller than the little knife here. If I bunch it up, then it'll cut through no problem. They're super comfortable in the hand. They open up super wide like this. They just slice through. Jump in on some wood. They'll cut the tips off. I'm sure this wasn't intended for wood, so probably not the best thing to cut with these. But you can just see that, I mean, they've got so much cutting power for such a tiny tool. They've also got this notch in there, which is really helpful for grabbing the material at the beginning of the cut, and it's actually intended for cutting wires. The cut angle is sharper than most scissors. Little micro serrations, hopefully you guys can see. Only on one side, and it's still a sharp side, but it's sharp with those serrations. That helps to grip the material so it doesn't slip forward. So here we've got this sort of rubber. So here with the magnet we can see that the tang of the blade, the metal that extends into the handle, actually goes almost all the way to the edge of the handle, and that is fantastic. It means that you're pressing on metal rather than pressing on plastic, which would be much weaker. With the Fiskars, the tang only extends less than a third of the handle, and on this side it doesn't even go into the handle, it ends right there. Trying to cut some materials with this, it feels like I might break it. You're not really going to get very accurate with a knife unless it's on a surface and you're cutting downwards. With scissors you can get super accurate. You can literally, I mean, you can cut exactly where you want to cut, especially with ones like this. They're super sharp and that have those micro serrations. Now, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of these different kinds of seatbelt cutters, which is something super important for getting out of a car in an emergency. In my opinion, this would be more reliable. I haven't tested an actual seatbelt, so if you guys wanted to test one, let me know. Very similar material, and this will get through 4 layers of it like it's nothing. 6, 8 layers. That's probably the maximum you'll want to cut with this, but yeah, it'll do it. So if you need to rescue a whole bus of people at the exact same time, then this is perfect. Most of them require tension from both sides of the seatbelt in order to get through. And you can see this one here, for example, it has a tendency to want to get stuck rather than want to go through. And so they normally tell you to use sort of an upwards cutting motion. To do that specific motion in an accident situation, in my opinion, is just relying on a tool that's not good enough. If it bends like this and then you're trying to cut the entire thing, then that's not going to work that well. And if it's folded or something, if it's rolled, then again, it's not going to cut as easily compared to this. This is going to be near your body. This is really sharp at the tip, so you could get injured. It's not going to stab you as easily as a knife would. Of course, if you wanted to, you could just grind that down a little bit. It's going to be pretty easy to do. Another thing is that with a knife or with the seatbelt cutting tool, you have to have that ability to move your arm in this sort of way. You have to have that motion there. Let's say your shoulder is injured or something. In my opinion, this is going to be easier. And even with a hand injury, in my opinion, this is going to require more hand force to do this motion rather than this, which, because it cuts so easily, as long as you have a little bit of motion in your hand and you can reach it, in my opinion, it'll cut. I just think it's so much more reliable. My favorite new tool, even though it's something so simple. And most of the Amazon reviews were saying similar kind of things. They were like, these are the best scissors that I've ever used. Slim handles are really painful when you need to press down to cut thick material like cardboard and really thick fabrics. And then this has these super wide pads on both sides. If you hold it like this, which I think is good, I think a lot of people are going to like this, except it just doesn't allow you to open it super wide quite as easily. You still can. They've extended the rubber to there, which is awesome. So for me, what's most comfortable is to have my thumb most of the way into there instead of like that, which that can also work, but I like my thumb in there quite a bit. And then these fingers not too far in, and that gives me a lot of pressing force and also kind of locks it in my hand because my thumb is in there like that. And then one finger up there. For me, that's perfect and allows me to easily open all the way, which I love. And I like that it's completely the same on both sides. Top of the range scissors from one of the top manufacturers of scissors. About double the price of this, at least in the UK. I find this way less comfortable. It's so restricting of movement. These are an awesome little size for something that you can just carry with you, pretty lightweight. So the included pouch has this closure that would close over a belt, and this would work pretty well, but I don't wear belts very often, so that's why I made this guy. You can get one of these things with a torch pouch for £3 on eBay, and then just put this into that torch pouch as if this is the torch, or you could remove this and attach it to there. It's pretty easy to do. I mean, I did this in probably a few minutes. This is super comfortable. I could sleep with this in my pants like this. I don't even feel it there. That's because all the tools are flat. I don't carry all my tools. I just carry the things that I think I'll be needing. If I wanted to, I could carry them on the outside like that. That for me is perfect. It does allow me quick access. It's going to be more difficult to put it back in if it's like that, but it's going to be doable. It's not a big issue. With this one that's right there, that actually makes it easier to put it back in properly. Watch my review about this. It's an awesome daily carry tool. I bought another one. It is built like absolute crap. So this one is by Facom. Even after tightening it up, it doesn't, see, that's getting stuck. This one is just stainless steel without a coating, which I think is great. It looks great. This one has a titanium coating. Selling point, like, oh, it's titanium coated. Doing this twice after opening the packet, the titanium coating is worn off. So it's just kind of stupid. Didn't come with any sort of pouch. Now this is almost identical in shape and length, but it is not comfortable to hold. It's too small. Even like this, I can feel too much pressure there. And then you've got this area up here, which isn't sharpened. And then the notch is a bit bigger, a bit further forward. So you actually lose almost a centimeter of cutting space from this flat area. So I wouldn't, no, what are you doing? What are you doing, Falcon? Facom? What the Facom are you doing? It sucks. Massive donkey tits. So what I think is going on here, a factory somewhere or whatever, however it works, that sells these molds, and then various manufacturers are buying it and making scissors out of it. So these guys, CK, they did a gorgeous job. In America, you can find this one. I found it on Amazon. It's a little bit more than it is here, but it's still, I think it's worth every penny. And then there are about 6 other brands that have ones that look really similar. If for some reason you don't find this one or you want to try one of the other ones, and you can. We've got one from Ascend Tools, Westwood Tools, way too expensive for some reason, but that's got a blue handle. We've got Klaus, another apparently German brand, I don't know, but they're like $200 for some reason. Then we've got Gardner Bender. They don't appear to have any rubber E-shears, they look very similar to the Facom one. The E-shears have a really big notch here for wires. They have these types of handles, larger, and have the grip there as well, which the Falcon ones don't. I found some reviews about them. They are supposed to be really good, so they're not crap like this Facom, even though they're the same color and they have this cap over here. And most of the other ones had good reviews as well. I bought myself a lifetime supply, so if I lose one or whatever, and a lot of people on Amazon said how long these lasted and how they remained sharp, and they were right. I've been using these non-stop for a while. And hey, there's another use for your CK scissors, these goddamn clamshells. And what is with coating everything in titanium now? I'm gonna go to these guys' house and coat their mum in titanium, see how they like it. On the go type foods. Opening the packet like this. I know this doesn't look like much, but it is actually really good. And it doesn't taste anything like tofu. Tofurkey related crime has spiraled out of control in my neighborhood. Many of us have to go to weekly judge mandated Tofurkeyholics Anonymous meetings. The doctor has told me that if I don't stop, I may develop tuberculosis. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this useful. I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll have links down below. If you buy through my links, you'll be supporting the channel, so thank you for that. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.